Hello viewers, and welcome to my YouTube channel. On today's news, Ukraine's military chief has admitted his forces are facing a difficult situation in the northeastern region of Kharkiv, where thousands more people have fled their homes as Russian forces continue to advance. This week, the situation in the Kharkiv region has significantly worsened, Oleksandr Syrskyi wrote on Telegram on Sunday. There are ongoing battles in the border areas along the state border with the Russian Federation. While admitting that the situation is difficult and Russian attackers had achieved partial successes in some areas, he said, Ukrainian defense forces are doing everything they can to hold defensive lines and positions. The intense battles have forced at least one Ukrainian unit to withdraw, leaving behind more land to Russian forces across less defended settlements in the so-called contested Grev zone along the Russian border. By Sunday afternoon, the town of Vovchansk, among the largest in the northeast with a pre-war population of 17,000, emerged as a focal point in the battle. Volodymyr Timoshko, the head of the Kharkiv regional police, said Russian forces were on the outskirts of the town and were approaching from three directions. Infantry fighting is already taking place, he said. A Russian tank was spotted along a major road leading to the town, illustrating Moscow's confidence to deploy heavy weaponry. Evacuation teams worked non-stop throughout the day to take residents, most of whom were elderly, out of harm's way. At least 4,000 civilians have fled the Kharkiv region since Friday, when Moscow's forces launched the operation, Governor Oleksandr Hubov said in a social media statement. Heavy fighting raged Sunday along the northeast front line, where Russian forces attacked 27 settlements in 24 hours, he said. The Russian Ministry of Defense said Sunday that its forces had captured 4 villages on the border in addition to 5 villages reported to have been seized on Saturday. These areas were likely poorly fortified due to the dynamic fighting and constant heavy shelling, easing the Russian advance. Ukraine's leadership has not confirmed Moscow's gains, but Timoshko said Strelivka, Pilna, and Borsivka were under Russian occupation. And it was from their direction the Russians were bringing in infantry to stage attacks in the embattled villages of Hlybok and Lukiancy. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Sunday that there were intense battles across parts of the region. Defensive battles and fierce fighting continue on a large part of our borderline, Zelensky said, adding, the idea behind the attacks in the Kharkiv region is to stretch our forces and undermine the moral and motivational basis of the Ukrainians' ability to defend themselves. The gains are significant not just because of the territory, but also because in 10 kilometers, 6 miles or so, they will be at a shelling distance of Kharkiv city, the second largest city in Ukraine. Analysts said the Russian push is designed to exploit ammunition shortages before promised Western supplies can reach the front lines. Ukrainian soldiers said the Kremlin is using the usual Russian tactic by launching a disproportionate amount of fire and infantry assaults to exhaust their troops and firepower. By intensifying battles in what was previously a static patch of the front line, Russian forces threatened to pin Ukrainian forces in the northeast, while carrying out intense battles farther south, where Moscow is also gaining ground. The advance comes after Russia stepped up attacks in March, targeting energy infrastructure and settlements, which analysts predicted was a concerted effort to shape conditions for an offensive. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel.